Hello everyone, today I'll show you 30 changes or new implementations that will happen in Wrath of the Lich King. The Barbershop is a new thing where you can customize your character's appearance. This can for example be your face, hairstyle, hair color, earrings, and even your skin color. But you will also have the opportunity to gender change. So if you no longer wish to play as a female character, you can swap to male or the other way around. In the interface options, you can go to features, and here you can enable Equipment Manager. This is a new thing where you can customize the gear that you would like to equip. So what I do right here is to save my current equipped gear as a new set. But you can also equip some other items and save this as a second set. These you can then drag down to your action bar, and now you can swap between the different sets. This is so useful when you have a lot of gear for different specializations. You might have tried this before, you accidentally pick a talent and now you need to pay for another respec. You don't have to worry about this any longer, because in the interface menu you can choose Preview Talent Changes. When you enable this, you can now customize your talent tree, and if you make a mistake, you can always just reset by pressing the reset button. The moment you're happy with your talent tree, you press Learn, and then you have chosen all the talents. And then you will of course need to go back to the trainer and reset your talents if you're no longer happy with them. In this case, I haven't spent all my talent points, so now I can spend some more and reset if I make a mistake. And when I press reset, it will take me back to the last talent tree that I just learned. A warlock can now spawn a summoning stone, and this can be used by all the party members. You can even summon people into your dungeon or raid, so you no longer need to run out of the dungeon before you can get them to your location. Here's a quick example. I run into a dungeon and my party members uses the summoning stone. This will get me directly to their location. The experience you need between level 60 to 70 has been reduced by a high amount. In Burning Crusade, you had to get 490,000 experience to reach level 61. In Wrath of the Lich King, it's only 290,000. Back in Burning Crusade, you had to manually make sure that you looted the Badge of Justice. This will change in the pre-patch, so these will now automatically be granted as long as someone loot the boss. This is also the same case with the new emblems in Wrath of the Lich King. We kill the boss and I don't loot this, but because someone else does, I'm automatically granted the emblem of heroism. Heirloom items will also be introduced. This is also known as leveling items. The stats on these items will slowly increase as you level up your character, and some of them will even increase the amount of experience that you gain. The good thing is that these are bind on account, so you can send them to another character you would like to level. You can even send them to another faction, so in this case I play as Horde, but I can send them to an alliance character. New Flight Masters has also been introduced into the game, and this will be helpful for those of you that plan to level a character on one of the upcoming fresh Wrath of the Lich King servers. If you ever die on one of your characters, you will no longer need to spend as much time corpse running. The reason for this is because the running speed as a ghost form has been increased. The different Burning Crusade cloth cooldowns has been removed, and whenever you craft a cloth, you get a buff. But because there's no longer a cooldown, then you can just maintain this buff. Back in Burning Crusade, a flask would usually last for 2 hours, now it's only going to be 1 hour. As a druid, you will now benefit from all the different weapon enchants. This could for example be Executioner, Crusader, or maybe even Mongoose. So whenever you attack in cat or bear form, you have a chance to proc these enchants. Leveling first aid will be so much easier. You no longer need to do a quest or get the different manuals and first aid books. All of these things you can now just learn directly at the first aid trainer. The cooldown on your Hearthstone has been reduced. It used to be 60 minutes, but now it's only 30 minutes, making you able to use this twice as much. As a druid you can learn a new weapon skill, which is polearms. And as a rogue you can also learn a new weapon skill. This is going to be one-hand axes. As a paladin you will no longer need to do a long quest chain to unlock your epic riding mount. This is also going to be the same case with another class, the warlock. In fact, there's been many changes to mounts. Normal ground mount only requires you to be level 20, and epic ground mount is now level 40, and the price for these has also been reduced. Back in Burning Crusade, you had to be level 70 to learn your normal flying mount. This can now be learned at level 60, so you only need to level up 2 levels in Outland before you can learn your flying mount. This will save you a lot of time. You can now save a lot of inventory space simply by learning your different mounts. All you need to do is to right click on these and then you go to the pet tab to find them. You can either summon your mount by pressing mount, or you can drag them down to your action bar. For those of you with mining, you will now loot everything at once, so you no longer need to click these more than once. At the same time, you will also loot everything faster. This is also the same case with different herbs and quest objects, and even a chest. If you wish to keep your character at a certain level, for example a twink, then you can go to Storm City and Ogrima. Here you can find an NPC where you pay 10 gold to stop your experience. At some point you might want to level your character again, and all you need to do is just to pay another 10 gold. At the top right corner you can click at this icon, which spawns a calendar. And in the calendar you can see many in-game events, for example the next Dark Moon Fair, or maybe even a weekly battleground. But you can also do something else. Find a specific date, right click on this and create your own event. This could for example be an upcoming raid, and you can even type in the name of the players you would like to invite. So the next time they log in, they will also see the raid event in their calendar. The price for the different PvP mounts has changed. It's now 50,000 honor instead of 30 AV, AB and Wars and Guards marks. On top of this, all your battleground marks and even your badge of justice has been moved to a currency tab. So these will no longer be in your inventory and you don't need to use any backspace on these. Another way to get more backspace is also to stack your different consumables. These used to stack as 5, but now they will stack as 20. Spell power is a new stat. This used to be healing power and spell damage, but this has been combined into one stat, so healers and casters will now use the same stat, spell power. One of the things that I'm looking forward to the most is dual specialization. For 1000 gold you can unlock an additional talent tree, and these you can swap between at any time. This becomes so handy when you normally spend a lot of gold swapping between two different specializations. A new hero class will also be introduced. This is the Death Knight, and you can create this class as any race in the game. As a Death Knight, you will either DPS or tank. You will be fighting in melee combat, but you have access to different pets. You can add diseases to targets, and these you can even spread to do a lot of cleave damage. And on top of this, you also have a melee ability that will heal yourself. By the way, a Death Knight starts at level 55, but on the upcoming first servers you will need to level another class to 55 before you can create a Death Knight. The new profession Inscription has been introduced. With this profession you can craft scrolls, different items, and even glyphs. These glyphs can be added to your character's glyph tree, and you'll find these at the same location as your talent tree. Each glyph will do something different, and some of them will even improve the damage of some of your main abilities. If you found this video useful, then please give it a like so it gets recommended to more people out there. I'm also posting new videos every single week, so if you would like to see those, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. But as always, thank you so much for watching and have an amazing day. Peace!